It's the year 835 BC. The doors of the Temple of Jerusalem are thrown open. A woman, draped in royal purple and suffocating in gold, bursts into the sacred space. She is the absolute ruler of Judah. She is Queen Athaliah. She isn't looking for peace. She is looking for enemies. She looks at the altar, freezes, and lets out a scream that echoes through the history of Israel. Treason, treason.
Treason! Treason!
But she didn't realize that the treason she was screaming about had been in motion for 6 long, silent years. This isn't just a Bible story. This is a story of a bloody coup, a vanished royal heir, and a desperate, clandestine resistance. Today, we are peeling back the curtain on one of the most ruthless power grabs in ancient history. To understand Athaliah, you have to understand her bloodline. She was the daughter of Ahab and Jezebel, the power couple of the northern kingdom who turned state-sponsored idolatry into an art form. When Athaliah married into the royal house of Judah, it wasn't just a wedding, it was a political takeover. For years, she pulled the strings of the southern kingdom from the shadows. But then, in a single bloody week, her husband dies, her son, the king, is assassinated, and her entire family structure collapses. Instead of mourning, Athaliah saw an opening. She did the unthinkable. She ordered the execution of her own grandchildren. She was going to wipe the house of David off the map, ensuring no one could ever challenge her crown. She thought she had succeeded. She was wrong. In the middle of the carnage, a woman named Jezebel, the king's sister, did the impossible. In the chaos of the palace, she snatched a newborn prince named Josh, hiding him in a bedchamber and eventually smuggling him into the most dangerous place in the city, the Temple of God. For 6 years, the high priest Jehoiada raised the future king in secret. Imagine the tension. The city is worshipping Baal under Athaliah's decree, but inside the dark, stone-walled temple, the last heir to David is being trained to take it all back. Jehoiada wasn't just a priest, he was a master strategist. He knew he couldn't beat Athaliah with a conventional army. He had to build a shadow cabinet, recruiting the Levites and military commanders who were disgusted by the queen's tyranny. They were the underground resistance. The 7th year, Jehoiada brings the commanders into the temple, swears them to secrecy, and reveals the truth. The king is alive. He distributes the ancient, ceremonial weapons of King David, swords and shields that had been locked away for generations, to the guards. The temple is suddenly fortified. The gates are sealed. The guards are positioned. Then, the high priest brings out the 7-year-old boy. He places the crown on his head and hands him the royal scroll. The temple erupts. Long live the king. That sound traveled through the stone walls, past the palace guards, and right to the queen's ears. She arrives in a fury, expecting to crush a small riot, only to find herself facing a full-scale military coup. There was no mercy. The guards took her, and her reign of terror ended in the very place she had desecrated. Athaliah tried to erase a line that was destined to change the world. She failed because, in the dark corners of history, faith and courage often move faster than tyranny. The story of Josh isn't just about a throne. It's about the preservation of a bloodline that would eventually lead to something much bigger than a kingdom in Jerusalem. Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into the Bible's untold political dramas, hit that subscribe button.